Welcome to In the Game NFL Picks. I'm Courtney. If you're into the NFL and sports betting and everything like that, you clicked on the right channel. I'm going to go through every week and pick who I think is going to win, help your parlays out, give you some advice on who to go with, who not to go with, and we're just going to go from there. We definitely had a great start. It's starting off the football season with week one. Football's back. We're all here. We're all excited. We're actually seeing what teams can and can't do to start off. But it's only going to increase and get better from here, or the team's going to decline from here. That's how it all works. So we're just going to dive right into week two and get this thing rolling. So we're going to start off with the Packers versus the Commanders. When it comes down to it, I think with the Packers, I think they completely dominated the Lions. I feel like they had a good game, and Jordan Love, he was spreading the ball all around, getting it to where it needed to go.
From the 42-yard line, Love again has the time, has the man, and has the first down at the 30. That's the first catch for the rookie first rounder.
The healthy Lions.
See what he does this time. Love from the pocket to the end zone, and Kraft.
I just think they looked like a really good team this week for week one. When it comes to the Commanders, they played against the Giants. So, the Commanders, I feel like they're better than they actually played. And on top of it, too, their defense looked a little bit weak, but I definitely feel like we're going to see a difference within week two. So for week two, I'm going with the Commanders. So next, we got the Giants versus the Cowboys. Now, the Giants, they were not doing it for me. They just, how do you even say, they looked terrible. They looked absolutely terrible. Now, when it comes to the Cowboys, I think Dak Prescott, I think he completely dominated. I think he had a great game against the Eagles. And, also, I feel like if CeeDee Lamb would have caught some of those balls that he dropped or everything or missed, I feel like the game would have went a completely different direction and they probably could have had it.
Covered coming downfield for a win! CeeDee couldn't hang on! And they are bringing it. And Prescott's lofting it. CeeDee couldn't bring that one in either!
Now, I do feel like the Cowboys defense is a little on the weaker side, but at the same time, too, the offense was dominating. So with this week, I'm going with the Cowboys. All right, so up next, we got the Bears versus the Lions. Now, the Bears, they definitely held their own against the Vikings. That to me was kind of surprising because the Bears have not always been the best team. And so for them to go down 27-24, I think that was great for them.
Four-man rush. Caleb Williams steps through, looking for the end zone.
When it comes to the Lions, like I said, they came out looking a little bit sloppy.
Wow, they didn't waste any time. Jeff Hafley was going to use him like a chess piece, move him all around. New guy going against.
They got double team on him. As Goff steps up, throws it incomplete.
Last year and right now, Matt LaFleur and Josh Jacobs are doing it today.
4th and 2. They throw him down. That's.
But at the same time, I don't think they're going to start off the season going 0-2. And especially being at home, I think they actually are going to prove to us what they actually can do. And so I definitely feel like Goff is going to step up his game and everything. They're actually get it together. It's just how it's going to be. I feel like the Lions are going to do it on the second game. All right, so up next, we got the Seahawks versus the Steelers. Now, me personally, I feel like both teams kind of underperformed this week. Aaron Rodgers, he definitely got the 4 touchdowns, but he also got sacked multiple times too.
Oh, wide open. And he hits. Jaylen Warren, touchdown, Steelers. Rodgers. And that's a catch.
When it comes to the Seahawks, Sam Darnold, he didn't do bad. He didn't do great either, though. I definitely feel like the Steelers defense is definitely going to step it up and they're going to just take him down a couple times. I'm at least expecting 4 sacks from the Steelers defense this week. I'm not even going to lie. But Rodgers came out. He played against his old team, the Jets. So he's definitely going out there to prove what they're actually missing and what he can actually still do. So for me this week, I'm definitely going Steelers. So up next, we got the Rams versus the Titans. Now, for the Titans game, I feel like it was very defensive. It was very hard for both teams to score any points. When it comes to the Rams, I think they came out looking good. They looked, defensively, they came out and played a lot harder than a lot of people expected.
It was that final possession that got them on the board, actually gave them the lead for a little bit.
Havenstein with a nice block, and there's the catch, and it's made by Davante Adams.
Like a 3-hour highlight reel, because I mean, how do you just pick out a handful of plays with Davante Adams?
Second down, 8, going deep. Oh, he's got him!
We had Puka Nacua, Matt Stafford, Kyron Williams. I mean, they all had great games. So I definitely feel like they're going to be able to protect the ball a little bit more against the Titans. So for me, I'm definitely going Rams for this week. All right, so up next we got the Bills versus the Jets. I mean, you could already see who I'm going with. They are a way better team than the Jets. I mean, don't get me wrong, Justin Fields, he came out there, he did his thing and everything. He did everything good. He had good accuracy. I mean, it's either he had a really good game or the Steelers defense was just that bad. I mean, that's another thing we're gonna find out this week. When it comes to the Bills, I think they started off strong, they started off great, and then they hit that little decline in the middle, and then at the end they ended up having that major comeback.
I should say, is the man protecting, and Henry lost the football, and the Bills are down there, and they have it.
Going from 25-41 and actually winning over the Ravens. So to me, that right there just shows you the determination that they have. And at the same time, too, I gotta go with my team. They're an overall better team according to me against the Jets anyway. So me, I'm Bills all the way, baby. All right, so up next we got the Dolphins versus the Pats. All I can say is the Dolphins got blown the frick out. Okay, the whole team looked like they were in shambles and did not know what they were doing. Tua, I don't know what he had going on. Waddle wasn't there. Like, I mean, they were all on the field, but they all weren't physically there. I don't know what they had going on. When it comes to the Pats, May he needs to run the ball more. He needs to go back to the fundamentals. He shouldn't be throwing the ball over 40 times and having the outcome that they did. I feel like he just needs to go run the ball more, and I feel like they would have had a way better game, and I feel like the whole thing would have been a lot better. But so for me, watching the two games and everything like that, I'm definitely going with the Pats, only because the Dolphins, they need to get it together. They're not working as a team. They're not working as a unit. And, hopefully they can get it together. It was only week 1, so hopefully they can start pulling it together soon. But they're just not there for me yet. So I'm definitely going with Pats for week 2. All right, so up next, we got the Bengals versus the Jags. Now, when it comes down to the Bengals, Joe Burrow and the defense, they had an absolute terrible game. That is not the Bengals that we all know and love. Maybe they just had like a little mishap in this game, but at the same time too, Joe, what are you doing, man? Got to get it together a little bit more. I mean, when it comes to the Jags, Trevor Lawrence, he had a great game, good accuracy. You had Travis Elefante, he had a great run. Brian Thomas, he had a good game. So, they were actually on it. They looked like a good team. They were playing as a good unit.
He's going to throw if he can, and he won't. He is smothered. Sacked back inside the 35-yard line. Big play, Carolina defense. See if they can get it back for their offense. Lawrence has time. Threads the needle at the 30, and that's a first down for Jacksonville. De'Ami Brown.
So me personally, honestly, with how the Bengals were looking, I'm going with the Jags this week. All right, so next we have the 49ers against the Saints. When it comes to the 49ers, they actually snuck that win in, which to me was a little bit surprising. I mean, I'm not knocking Brock Purdy or anybody else that was on there, but they're missing some key players. I mean, McCaffrey played, but he's not all the way up to where he needs to be. And on top of it too, George Kittle, he was sitting. So, without them, you can definitely see a difference. And with them being on the field, it's definitely an even bigger difference.
5-yard line with a McCaffrey run. He's got a big hole. And McCaffrey's got 9 on the first play of the drive. Stopped by Witherspoon. On 1st and 10, a straight drop underneath McCaffrey. 8 more for CMC. Stopped by Drake Thomas.
Sometime you got to take a shot.
Keep it on the ground. Big hole Robinson lowers the shoulder and gets 9. 3 to snap it. They get it off. Purdy looks to throw for it. Lets it go into a tight.
And then when it comes down to the Saints, they had 13 penalties just in the first game. So for me, I think the 49ers are going to play a little bit more fundamentally sound, and they're gonna have this next win too. 49ers. So to wrap up the 1 o'clock games, we have the Ravens versus the Browns. I'm 100% Ravens on this one. To me, there's just no questioning it. Lamar Jackson, Flowers, Henry, they all had great games. The defense was looking great as always. They actually went out there, they proved why they got to where they did last season, and they're doing it again this year. When it comes to the Browns, I was honestly surprised on how close they kept it in a game with the Bengals. They only lost by 1 point, and if they would have got that final field goal at the very end, they would have had it.
For the lead. And it is no good. He missed it wide to the right.
So to me, I was mostly surprised by that, but at the same time, as close as the game they kept it with the Bengals, it is no comparison what they are going to do with the Ravens. So for me, I feel like it's definitely going to be a blowout type of game, and the Ravens are going to have it in the bag. So let's get in the 4 o'clock games. We have the Broncos versus the Colts. Now, the Broncos defense, they destroyed, they dominated, they held their own. They were not lying when they said the Broncos defense was coming not to play this year, because they definitely weren't. Bo Nix, when it comes to him, I think, he was just getting out little jitters because he didn't really play too much in the preseason or anything like that. So, I definitely think he's going to come back into this the second week a little bit stronger.
He's at the top of the formation. Cam Ward scrambling around and finally brought down by Justin Sternad. They rushed that snap. They got it off in time. Ridley's got to make a play to try to get the first down.
When it comes to the Colts, they had a great game offensively and defensively.
Jones with time, touch pass. He's got a man. Pittman, touchdown.
But they also played against the Dolphins, who they blew out the water. And so I think the Broncos is definitely going to give them a little bit more of a challenge. And, Daniel Jones, he might struggle a little bit against their defense. But for me, I'm definitely going with the Broncos. Even though the Colts won last game, I'm definitely going with the Broncos because I feel like they're going to have a hard time with that Bronco defense. And like I said before, I think Bo is going to actually come out and show us what he actually can do. All right, so up next, we got the Panthers versus the Cardinals. The Panthers just stunk. Bryce Young, defense, all of it, they just played absolutely terrible. Chuba Hubbard was the only one to get a touchdown for the Panthers, and that, to me, was barely stretching it in as well. Now, when it comes to the Cardinals, I think they had a decent game. They had a good run game.
At the line of scrimmage.
Play clock down to 2. Murray underneath has McBride. He breaks a tackle and then dives forward for a first down. Justin Reed missed the tackle initially. Blitz is coming. Murray steps up and throws. Pass complete to McBride. He's got a first down, and he's breaking some more tackles down.
Marvin Harrison played great. Honestly, I'm just going with the Cardinals on this one, just based off of everything that I've seen from the Panthers in this last game. I think the Cardinals are going to do it, and I got nothing else to say about that one. All right, so we got the Eagles versus the Chiefs. Now, if Jalen Carter plays, then I feel like the Eagles are definitely going to have it in the bag. If he doesn't play, I feel like this game could go either way. Now, with the Chiefs not already having Rashid Rice and now losing Xavier Worthy.
Xavier Worthy, that's who Patrick Mahomes is trying to throw it to, but knocked to the ground.
So they're looking at
They have no run game really besides Patrick Mahomes. So to me, this game could really be a toss-up. It all really depends on who's going to be able to play and if Jalen Carter plays or not. They need to have a no pass rush, and if they could do that, then the Eagles are going to have it 100%. But if they can't do that, then the Chiefs can definitely take it. So me personally, this week I am going with the Eagles as of right now, but it very well could be a toss up. So jumping into Sunday night football, we have the Falcons versus the Vikings. Now, Bijan Robertson, he started off great. He had that touchdown in the very beginning of the game.
Second down at 5, fake to Robinson. And now it's Robinson who makes the catch out of the backfield. Picks up a Falcons first down and more. Still going inside the 10. Touchdown!
But the only thing is the Falcons had possession of the ball for more than half of the game, and they still couldn't beat the Bucks. And on top of it too, the Bucks defense kept shutting down Bijan Robertson after he got that first touchdown. So, and at the end of the game, they couldn't even tie it up. They missed that field goal, and I feel like if they would have made that field goal, they might have been able to take it. But at the same time too, with how much time and possession they had of the ball, they should have had the game in the bag to begin with. Now, when it comes to the Vikings, JJ McCarthy, he had a pretty decent game. I feel like they have an overall better roster, a little bit better of a defense. And I feel like they're going to be the ones at home, and I feel like they're going to take the win at home as well. So for me, I'm going Vikings. All right, now we're jumping into a doubleheader on Monday Night Football. We're going to start off with the Bucks versus the Texans. Emeka Egbuka, I think he had a great game. He is a freight train, and he is not one to play with.
There's the matchup up top, A.J. Terrell versus Mike Evans.
Fake to Bucky Irving.
That's where Baker
Mayfield
wants to
sets.
go.
He throws. It's caught. Touchdown! Egbuka.
Now, Baker Mayfield, he did all right. It wasn't probably his best game or anything like that, but I definitely think he did okay. Now, I hate to be the one to say it. Yes, they did have the touchdowns that they had, but at the same time, I feel like they could have done a lot better. Now, when it comes to the Texans, I feel like they are struggling a little bit offensively, and the defense is what is going to keep them into the game.
A little contact with the ground, but still full possession.
Second, fourth, thank you, Gene. There's a flag to Oto'o coming through. Flag thrown, sack back at the 40.
I agree with him on the play.
Yeah, it looked like he had great control of it.
3rd and 11, Kyren Williams, and he is devoured by Anderson from behind.
And they were on the road, and this time they're going to be at home. So I think at home it's going to be a little bit different. And I know the Bucks are probably going to be a little bit more favored in this pick just based off of everything that happened in week 1. But I am going to go with the Texans. I think they're going to pull it together, and I think the Texans defense is really going to put a stop to the Bucks. So for this week, I'm going Texans. All right, so to wrap it up, we got the Chargers versus the Raiders. Now, I'm 100% Chargers all the way on this. The Chargers looked great. Justin Herbert, he probably had one of the best games that he had all in his NFL career. Let's just be honest. He went out there, he played his heart out, and he did it. He probably praise to you, Justin. Just praise to you, okay?
The season for the Chargers is a pass. Now a run by Herbert. Justin Herbert using his legs. And that's a gain of 5, taken down by Jaden Hicks on 2nd and 4. Play fake. That's a wide open receiver, Quentin Johnston. A nice gain down the right sideline. And the Chargers on first downs, and Herbert's throwing again. All kinds of time. And another wide open receiver. It's Conklin again, bringing it inside the red zone on a gain to Herbert's left. Herbert throwing again, stepping up, taking it himself. Another flag is down in the backfield. Herbert still on his feet.
Raiders, that offense was horrific. It really was. I mean, I got nothing to say about the Raiders. I mean, it didn't look right. The defense didn't look good. The offense didn't look good. So even though they're playing at home, I'm still going with the Chargers and Justin Herbert, 100% Chargers. All right, so that's wrapping up week 2, and I'll see y'all next week for week 3. Like I said, this is In the Game NFL Picks. I'm Courtney. Thanks for coming on my channel and hope to see y'all next week too.